In death, I shall be stronger. Unlock other skills by death. In the beginning of time, there was lime. No one knew where lime came from, nowhere and everywhere. However, lime chose the most excellent species out of all the options available and gifted them with proof, so they would know they were the chosen ones. The heresy inquisitor said, "As you are the only ones who can pronounce the word lime, you shall take that as proof. Whether you are awake or sleeping, walking or running, you shall mutter the word to prove my existence among your lives." Kim Gongja scoffed. "What the heck kind of nonsense is this?" The heresy inquisitor answered, "They are the sacred scriptures that I wrote. The snail's vocal organs are very unique. They are the only species out of the 7 that can pronounce lime. That is why I chose it to be my divine name. It is only a simple difference of vocal organs, but I imbued divine meaning into that difference." A snail raised its head and muttered, "Lime." The inquisitor declared that the snails now believed they could pronounce the word because they were chosen by the heavens. Another snail echoed, "Lime." The paladin furrowed his brow. Why? Why have you done something like this? Vun umetnin like this?" someone whispered. Meanwhile, the Daily News ran a headline. 120 people who claim the tower is modern civilization's paradise have been sentenced to death. The paladin said, "You know how terrifying religion can be, better than anyone. If you misuse God's name, you will not be able to turn things back." The heresy inquisitor turned sharply. "Wrong. I did not misuse it. I very carefully utilized it, actually. 2 very different things. I am not using it for evil either. Religion is unavoidable. People always seek reasons, the reason they exist, the reason the world exists. And the magic word God satisfies all curiosities." "But," the paladin began. "I know what you are trying to say," the inquisitor interrupted. "However, the people of this era know so little. They do not understand why it rains, why their hearts beat, why they must drink water to survive. Think about that fear." "Fear," the paladin muttered. "Their hearts beat inside their bodies. They can hear the sound, but they do not understand why it beats. They do not know why they bleed when cut. They do not know why bread tastes good or why happiness comes when their hunger is satisfied. They do not know why they must consume salt to live. The world is full of mysteries for them. They live however life carries them, without knowing the reasoning for anything. They are ignorant creatures with no control over their own lives. Do you understand their fear?" The inquisitor spread his hands. "However, salt is no longer just some mysterious rock. When the founding mother goddess was ripped to pieces, her hair became the forest, her blood the ocean, and her teeth salt. Salt is the remains of a god. That is why it is holy and safe to eat. By today's standards, these kinds of mythologies are the equivalent of an FDA approval, and their god tells them that they were born because of him, that they are being taken care of. Do you get it? People find the cause for life through their god. The heartbeats they hear inside their bodies are no longer the moaning of some mysterious monster. Their god had taken his own body as a blueprint to make his people. These heartbeats were simply music their god had composed. Wasn't it beautiful? They were no longer living ignorant and powerless lives. They finally had direction. The people endlessly built temples. They created proof that they were loved by their god. Wasn't it glorious? The people of this era loved the world. You need proof and effort and all kinds of love. Instead of suffocating in fear, they worked hard to receive love from their god. This love may be a misunderstanding, the inquisitor admitted, but sometimes people need that misunderstanding in order to keep moving. It does not look like you agree with my methods, but the fact remains, they need a god. It is because their god exists that they breathe, live, and love. People always need reasons to do things, no matter how trivial they may be, and God provides them with infinite reasons. A snail cracked its whip at a laborer. "Slaves, get moving, lime, breaks over, lime, get working, 1, 2, 1, 2. Viper clenched his jaw, irritated. Another snail shouted at a merman, "Ready for takeoff. Fish, get to swimming." Above, the vampires flew across the sky, carrying packages, groaning and chanting, "Purr, bah." Anastasia stared upward in disbelief. Even the vampires? The heresy inquisitor raised his arms proudly. "This is Lamepolis, the capital of their civilization. They specialize in rock salt. According to legend, this is where the founding mother goddess's head fell. The rock salt is the mother goddess's teeth. The snails have earned massive influence over the continent using this rock salt. You were here for 200 years to create this system. We're basically just a mind form in this mission. 200 years is nothing, the paladin said. But still, we're talking about 200 years here. The heresy inquisitor replied, "Yes, I had possessed a white dog all this time. I possessed the dog's descendant when it dies." The paladin started. "That's not what I—" "Never mind." The heresy inquisitor continued, therefore the bloodline of the dogs I possess are served as divine animals in the temples. The 34th divine animal died today, so I was going to possess the 35th one when you suddenly came in. Thanks to that, I'll be able to show you the ritual where I possess the divine animal. The snails cheered. Ooh, goo. Suddenly Kim Gonja heard a familiar guttural sound. Kurg. Kim Gonja frowned, thinking, The heresy inquisitor observed. Oh, the game has already begun. At the Colosseum, a snail shouted, Lime! I'm betting my entire savings on you, you dirty mold lump, his friend shouted back. Kirk, do better today. Kill him. Two goblins clashed in the arena. One goblin cried, Today's glory is for our divine white lion. Kurg, his opponent bellowed, I offer my blood to the great people of Limipolis. A slave sounded a horn. The goblins fought. A snail beside Kim Gonja jeered, You shellless savages, use your hands, Lime. Another nearby snapped, What are you doing? Kick, you idiot, Lime. Kim Gonja stood frozen in disbelief and murmured, Gladiators. The heresy inquisitor explained, Yes, sword slaves. The goblins are known for being brave and intelligent. They are the most preferred species for sword slaves in the entire empire. The people receive entertainment, and the goblins get jobs. Isn't it great? Kim Gonja gritted his teeth in anger. A system notification chimed. The 32nd floor's quest is here. Another notification read, Great Snail Empire, Goblin Episode, Difficulty B+. Goal. The unification of the species is imminent. The key species of the unification is the snails. They use their advanced political system and religion to enslave all other species. At this rate, all species will kneel at their feet. You must save the goblins from the snails' oppression. The 32nd floor will end with the snails' victory if you fail. The heresy inquisitor looked up at Anastasia, Marcus, and Viper and said, It seems like you have all received your respective mission. My quest is to stop your escape and to guard the Empire. I guess that would mean that you are supposed to rescue your species from the Empire. Interesting. We had always worked together for our quest before. I'll offer the most reasonable solution, then surrender. I will stay in this world and guide all 7 species. I'm sure you all saw the progress I made in just 200 years. If you give me 360 more years, I will advance all your species up to my species level and clear the stage. So, everyone, trust me and leave. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.